Do you think that you only understand what others mean just based on what they say? Let me give you an example. Alan asked Mary, "Are you going to party?" And Mary answered, "I have to work." Mary meant that she's not going to party, but the sentence she utters does not mean that she's not going. Hence, Mary does not say that she's not going to party, she implied it. In daily communication, it is not possible to fully understand speaker without knowing what they have implicated, as well as what they have said. The meanings that are not explicitly conveyed in what is said are called implicature. In this video, we are going to give you a closer look to implicature. The term implicature accounts for what a speaker can imply, suggest, or mean, as distinct from the speaker literally says. Implicature can be part of sentence meaning or dependent on conversational context and can be conventional. That is the reason why there are two types of implicature. They are conventional implicature and conversational implicature. Let's look at this one by one. The first one is conventional implicature. Conventional implicatures arise solely because of conventional features of the word employed in our utterances. Conventional implicatures doesn't have to occur in conversations, and also doesn't depend on special context for their interpretation. For example, even John liked Mary. Now compare it with the sentence without the word even. Even John likes Mary, and John likes Mary. Both sentences have same propositions, and the word even plays no role in truth condition. But the word even adds something to ordinary meaning. Here are intended meanings inferred from the sentence. Other people besides John like Mary. Or, of all people under considerations, John is the least likely to like Mary. Another meaning is, I just noticed that even John likes Mary. Or, if even John likes Mary, then all is well. Moreover, idiomatic expressions also convey conventional implicature. For instance, the idiom keep a level head can be obviously understood as to remain calm.
Next, we are going to the second type of implication, conversational implication. Conversational implications are derived from comparative principle of conversation and the number maxim expected followed by the participant in a speech event. So, we have the mentioned comparative principle. So, what are they? Comparative principle is make sure conversational contribution success. It requires or the state at which it occurs, but the accepted purpose or direction of the talk exchange in which you are engaged reflects out the comparative principle in four conversational maxims, which are commandments that people decisively follow to further the conversational efficiency. In terms of the maxim of quantity, you should say no less than the conversation requires, say no more than the conversation requires. Next, the maxim of quality, don't say what you believe to be false, don't say things for which you lack of evidence. And then, the maxim of manner, first, don't be accused, second, don't be ambitious, third, you should be brief, and finally, you must be orderly. And the last one, relevant. The maxim of relevant requires that you should be relevant. In a nutshell, a successful communication must be informative, useful, clear, and relevant.
Conversational implicature divided into three types: tenor-like implicature, scalar implicature, and particular-like implicature. The first type is generalized implicator, that is inferable without reference to a special context. Let me give you an example. Fred thinks that there is a meeting tonight. In this utterance, the word think means not sure, so we can infer that Fred isn't sure about whether there is a meeting tonight or not, because we don't use a context to infer that intended meaning of the utterance, so we call it generalized implicator.
Scalar implicator is an additional meaning of the negative of any value higher on a scale than the one uttered. A scalar implicator is a quantity implicator based on the use of an informationally weak term in an implicational scale. The use implicates that all similar utterances using an informationally stronger term are not true, because according to the conversational maxim of quantity, a speaker would ordinarily be required to make a stronger and more informative utterance if a true one were available. Take this as an example. Some of the boys went to the party. In this sentence, the speaker used the word some, which is an informationally weaker term, instead of not all, which is an informationally stronger term. And the hearer still understands the negative meaning of the utterance that not all the boys went to the party. Regarding particularized implication, special knowledge is required in special contexts in which only speaker and hearer can understand. In another word, a particularized is a conversational implication that is derivable in only specific contexts. For example, what on earth has happened to the roast beef? The dog is looking very happy. In this example, the speaker B violated the maxim of relevance. He did not answer directly to the question of speaker A, and he provides information about another thing. It seems that the answer is not relevant, but only after considering about the reason of the dog situation. The speaker A can infer the answer for his own question that the dog is the roast beef. If we don't read the utterance of speaker A, we cannot understand the reason why the dog was looking very happy. So the speaker A and speaker B must share the knowledge about the disappearance of the roast beef to understand the reason of the dog's pleasure.
Are you clear about the notions, as well as the uses of each type of implicator? Now you're going to watch a video and see how implicators is used in daily conversation.